Hi, everybody. I'm Meredith Rose. Welcome to Masters with Mary. Today we'll do a lesson from the Feldenkrais Method to allow your spine to move the way it's designed to move. All you'll need is a place to sit. In fact, this is great to do if you've been sitting for a long time, being at home in the pandemic. Anyway, you'll find yourself sitting on it could be a cushion, it could be on your sofa, it could be a harder surface. So see if you can place yourself so that you're sitting kind of firmly on your sitting bones. Your sitting bones are those two little bones that kind of stand or sit between on each side of your tailbone. So you'll be sitting on your sitting bones. That means you're kind of upright. And you will have your feet firmly on the ground below your knees. Your knees will be about hip width apart, and your hands will lie on your thighs. So in these movements, it's good to take it easy, to not compete with yourself or make much of an effort. In fact, what we do is rather unaesthetic. It doesn't really look like much. It's something that you do very internally with your nervous system. So to begin with, find yourself on your two sitting bones, and then just begin to circle to this direction and back again, so that you notice yourself sort of sliding on your sitting bones. See if you can keep the jaw soft, the feet relaxed, and notice your breathing. So Feldenkrais isn't really something that is demonstrated, so go ahead and keep doing that movement. Noticing whether you're looking up or whether you're able to look straight horizontally to that side, and notice your breathing. See if you can inhale when you come back to the neutral position, and then when you go to this side, exhale, so that when you turn, your lungs are more or less emptied of air. Makes it easier to turn. Then come back to your neutral position, take a little rest. Inhale and begin to move to the other direction. On your exhale, and then back to neutral again. See if you can soften in the shoulders, in the hands, in the abdominal area, in your chest ribs. Relax your feet and relax your knees. So continue that a few more times on your own. Most of the movement that we do every day is a variation of moving to the left or to the right. And when we sit for long periods of time, the vertebrae kind of collapse down onto one another, and we round the back, and we lose some of the kind of natural arches that are in your spine. So this lesson will restore not only the functioning of your spine, but the way that your spine positions itself. Take a rest in the center, in the neutral position. Allow yourself to breathe. So this will seem deceptively simple if you haven't done Feldenkrais before. So then this time, go to the same direction, move everything except for your eyes. See if you can gently but firmly fix your eyes on a central position. And then come back and do it again. So everything moves except for the eyes. Your eyes are kind of looking out of the sides of your eyes. Notice your breathing. Notice if you're starting to effort because the movement is unusual and it's non-habitual. Do that a couple of more times. You're turning everything. Notice that one shoulder goes backward while one comes forward. Everything moves except for the eyes. Come back to your neutral position and now move everything together. Notice if now you find your movement to be easier than it was before. If maybe when you look toward the back, you see farther back, or you see points in your vision that you didn't see when you first turned around. Come back to your neutral position, take a rest. We're not resting because we exhausted ourselves, but because the nervous system is digesting or sort of absorbing a new way of movement, a movement that is requiring less effort on your part. The idea being that eventually your movement is more effective, it's more efficient, it's more elegant, it's more simple. This time, try the movement, same direction, but allow the whole head to stay in the central position and just move your trunk. You'll find that your thighs may be moving a little bit too, but see if you can just keep the head and the eyes central while you move the rest of yourself. Notice your breathing. If you can inhale when you're in the neutral position and exhale as you turn. Try that a few more times. It's not that easy. You have to focus, the difficulty in the Feldenkrais method is to actually focus, and it will greatly improve your ability to focus. Pause for a moment and now turn everything. The head, the eyes, the torso, whatever else may be moving. And notice if the movement is easier now. So we didn't really stretch, we didn't really do anything except move in an easy way where we didn't challenge ourselves. And we focused on what different parts of ourselves were doing what. Take a rest in the central, in the sitting position for a moment. Notice your breathing. See if you can capture a sense of your whole internal space. And then what might be called the external space around you. Notice where is the border between the internal space and the external space. And then try that movement going to the other direction. Notice your breathing. See if you can soften in the feet and in the hips. Notice that one shoulder goes back and the other shoulder comes forward. Notice if you're looking up, or if the head goes up, or if you're able to simply rotate all of your spine, including your neck and your head bones, to this side. Pause for a moment, and then try the movement, everything except for the eyes goes in this direction. Slow it down. This is an actual learning. You learned these things when you were an infant. If you watch infants, they're moving, they're doing strange things with the eyes and the mouth. They're actually just growing and refining their nervous system. So with this method, instead of the nervous system sort of declining over time, we keep growing it and refining it, refreshing it. And then try everything, the head, the eyes, the torso, everything goes to this side and back again. Everything goes to this side and back again. See if you can imagine yourself lengthening your spine as you turn to the left and back. Interestingly, turning the spine like this lengthens it. See if you can imagine all of each individual vertebra just doing its tiny little movement, but that all in all, you become like an owl that can almost look in back of itself. Come back to the neutral, take a rest. Try it with the head and the eyes central and the rest of your torso moving. You can get kind of stupid with this too. You can do it faster. You don't always have to do everything slowly. In this movement, we're decoupling the movement of the head and the neck from the movement of the shoulders and the torso. We don't often do this. And when we decouple movements like this, we improve the movement of the head and the neck and the shoulders eventually, by kind of separating them momentarily, and then do everything all together in a coherent way. And you'll find that magically you may seem almost to be as if the movement is just very well oiled. It's very easy, effortless. Come back to your neutral. Take a rest. Now locate or notice your knee on this side, your left knee, and just simply allow that knee to move forward and back. You may find the rest of yourself waving just a little bit too, but focus just on moving the knee forward and back, not aggressively. In fact, just do it maybe half as much as you just did. Just so that you get the sense that not only does the knee come forward, but this hip comes forward and the other hip goes back slightly. And then try everything together. This knee comes forward, the head, the neck, the shoulders, the torso, the eyes, everything. Use your eyes, look in back of you. See if you can actually slide your eyes along whatever it is that your eyes are moving along. Try it again. Actually see what your eyes are gliding along, the surfaces. See if you can breathe and soften in the feet. Come back to your neutral. Try it on the other side. This knee comes forward and back, forward and back. The rest of you will move a little bit too. Instead of just thrusting the knee forward, see if you can just make it very, very, very subtle. See if you can picture your spine as you move, your whole spine, from your tailbone up through your sacrum, up through the lower vertebrae in the lumbar vertebrae, then moving up into the chest, into the neck vertebrae and your head bones. And then try everything going to this side. Your knee comes forward, the head, the eyes, the neck, the shoulders, the torso. Everything moves to this side. Notice what it's like to engage most of yourself or all of yourself in the movement, which is sort of what each lesson in Feldenkrais is, in a manner of speaking, tricking us to do. Take a rest for a moment. Notice how you feel. Notice your sense of vitality, sense of ease in sitting, how the spine may have changed, how the shoulders and the neck may have changed. And then try a movement where everything moves to one side, it comes around, and it doesn't stop, but it continues and moves to the other side. pause for a moment in your neutral. Keep the head and the eyes and the neck relatively central, and just move the torso. The head, the eyes, the neck. It's not that easy, because we just did it another way. So the brain and the nervous system are still thinking of the other pattern, and now you're asking yourself again to do the decoupling. It gets to be kind of fun. And then pause, and this time move the torso one way and the head and the eyes the other. So slow it down. It's a learning process. It's the kind of thing you might have enjoyed doing when you were 7 or 8, just to see if you could do it. Notice where it gets funny, where you hit like a strange little wall, or where it feels rusty, or where you can't imagine the movement. Just slow it down. Oops, I forgot. And now, after just a little rest, do everything. All to one side. Look back, use your eyes. See how far back in back of yourself you can see, and compare that, and then go side to side. Compare that to the very first movement that you made. And just notice how you made your spine so flexible. And then take a rest. You can get up, walk around a little bit, get a sense of what you've changed as a result of doing the movements, or just simply enjoy the fruits of having done the lesson. Thanks very much. I appreciate your presence. See you again.